Hey y'all, it's Tasia back with another video. On this channel, we tell it how it is. I tell it how it is, so let's tell it how it is. And yes, it's Miss Tell It How It Is for y'all up in them comments, okay? Miss Tell It How It Is when you address me. Since everybody want to get smart about me telling it how it is, it's the channel name. We gonna do that over here. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And my family on here, my sweet friends, the people that are in the comments saying their opinions and their commentary respectfully. I love y'all so much and thank y'all so much for the feedback. Now, on this video, today we're going to be talking about the Texas State Fair. Y'all, I stay in Texas and I want to go to the fair. I might go next weekend. I don't know. Just to experience it and just to see how it's looking and maybe get a candy apple or something. But y'all, they've been saying that the state fair has been empty. Like you can hear the crickets that's piled up in groups, cricketing all day. Or what they be doing, chirping? I don't know. Let me know what they be doing up in the comments. But it's so empty to where they at. It usually, you know, when I was in school, y'all, it usually used to be packed. Like people all over the place, kids. I mean, the lines would be long to get something to eat with the sun blazing on you. Like, it was that type of thing. The state fair was super popular every time it came out, super. But we talking about we in an economy where we barely getting by with one check away from being poor on the streets, homeless. And then, mind you, you can't even be homeless. So we talking about that economy. So I'm not surprised that the fair is empty and ain't nobody up in there eating them turkey legs up. We talking about $10 for a drink or something, or one little funnel cake or something. That's the prices too. So that's what we talking about in this economy. So y'all, let's get into some of these clips of what some people have to say. They're actually showing the fair empty. And let's watch these videos and I'll be back with my commentary. Let's get it.
I have never seen the Texas State Fair on opening weekend this empty. If this is not a recession indicator, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all, I have lived here for 22 years in Dallas. I moved here from New York City, and this has always been like the thing. Everybody goes to the Texas State Fair. It doesn't matter how much money you make, whatever. Like, this is the thing that you do, that you take your family to. But I think it says a lot about what families are able to do currently with this current economy. I saw someone post on Facebook that they spent $107 before they even ingested anything, rode anything, ate anything, drank anything. That was just them buying their tickets for them, their kids, parking, and walking through the gate. Some families right now don't have an extra $100 a month to do anything. So imagine, like, that just gets you in there. You can look around, you can check it out, but like, you can't eat anything, you can't eat any of the food, you can't ride any of the rides. Like, this is scary. But this is the best economy we've ever had, right?
The numbers are in for the State Fair of Texas attendance for this year, and we are finding out that less people went this year than last year. In fact, they say that more than 2 million people visited the State Fair of Texas for the 24-day run this year. But that's about 385,000 people less than what they had last year. So the question is, what contributed to that going down? Because many of you were telling us on social media that you noticed there weren't that many people, at least not the biggest crowds that you've seen at the State Fair of Texas. Well, I know that there were some changes this year that we had reported on, but many of you told us on social media that it was just too expensive and that you couldn't afford to go to the State Fair of Texas. I want to know from you, what do you think contributed to this year's decline in attendance? Again, more than 2 million people did go to the State Fair of Texas, but this year it definitely was different numbers than years in the past.
The Texas State Fair is short $2 million this year. They're already asking the city for a bailout. What did they expect? The economy is shit. People are barely able to afford life, and they charge $22 for a turkey leg. You can't eat at the state fair for under $10, and that's something very small, something very tiny, and at times not even that good. If you really want to eat the good stuff, it's $25-35 for one plate. And then you have to buy your tickets when you get there. You pay all this money to get in, and they're like, well, now buy your tickets, because everything that we do in here goes off those tickets. And if you don't utilize all the tickets, you lost the money. We didn't. We got paid. And they're still $2 million short. I've never been to the Texas State Fair. I was actually considering going this year. I still might go because my wife wants to see it. But I'm not going in there to drop a whole bag. But 2 million short and not telling the city to bail us out, and then who bails the city out? You got it. You got it.
Y'all, not $2 million short because ain't nobody coming. And I'm sorry, I'm wrong. We talking about a $22 turkey leg, not no $10 turkey leg. Now, I was being too low and too compromising with y'all over some turkey leg prices. But I'm just giving y'all a backstory. When I used to go to the state fair, I didn't really spend too much. Like, I could probably go with like $20, but that $20 would be ran out in like 2 hours or maybe an hour, just trying to get, like, it was still high in high school. Mind you, I graduated a couple years ago. I ain't gonna say it. But, y'all, it used to be high too. But we talking $22 for a turkey leg? And he said it don't even be that good. When I was at the fair, it was not that good. It wasn't. It wasn't just like a mind-blowing turkey leg or a mind-blowing funnel cake or a mind-blowing nacho set. Like, it just wasn't. It was just like food. It was just food. It was nothing there like, oh, no, you got to go to the state fair. When you go to the state fair, you got to get this. It's busing. The state fair, the Texas state, it's not all of that. It's just not. It was just something to go to that everybody in school would go to or say, oh, you going to the fair, or you want to go with me to the fair, or let's go to the fair. And, the rides was amateur. It just wasn't nothing like anybody. I mean, if you wanted to go just to see how it's looking and experience it, that's cool. But like he said, don't be going up in there dropping no bag. Like he said, we can barely afford life. We can barely afford to breathe because we're so stressed out. And for Texas to be number one from that lady's research, and she actually showed the screenshot that Texas was the number one state in distress, financial distress, that says a lot. Why though? And it just can't be Texas. We might be number one, but we talking about 22 states were on there, on that list. We all in financial distress. So if y'all think we finna go to some state fair with a $22 turkey leg and maybe a $15 candy apple, you got your candy apple mine and your turkey leg neck mine. Cause what you talking about? Ain't nobody finna go to no state fair and spend that. I need that for gas, actually, to get there. Then you want me to pay $22 for a ticket. Then I gotta pay for parking. Ain't no state fair finna be up on my bank statements, cause we not doing that. I see why it's empty. What happened to bring a can to get in? What happened to $2 tickets? What happened to student discounts? What happened to discounts? What happened to, like, we used to bring cans in to get into the state fair. Y'all that money hungry. First of all, where is our taxes going? I'm steady, every time I drive a car, I'm hitting, what's them things called? A pothole that's tearing up my tire. Or it's construction to where I got to reroute my GPS. Don't nobody got time for all of that. What are y'all doing? But you want us to go and blow our bags and our checks at the state fair for some nasty food to be hot and possibly get your car broken too. Because mind you, it's in the hood. The state fair is in the hood, just to let y'all know. If y'all ain't never been to Texas and you ain't never been to the state fair, it's in the hood. Where people walking around ready to break into your car. Don't come up in there in no Lexus or no BMW or no Benz. Because it's going to get broken too. You better go up there with a shooter. Okay? So let's get into some more of these clips and I'm going to come back with my commentary.
Not many people are going to the Texas State Fair this year. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because we're all flat broke and terrified of getting snatched up by Trump's Gestapo mid-corn dog bite. There's something that the fascist millionaire-billionaire class is having a really difficult time understanding right now. When you take everyone's expendable income away and then you make them all terrified to leave the house, they're not going to buy your shit. Who's going to buy your shit when they don't want to leave their house and they have no money to spend? In the state of Texas, no less. Who in charge of running that state fair thought at any point that this was going to be a bang-up year for attendance? No one's showing up because they know that there's going to be squads of ICE and HSI sitting outside or inside the gates of the freaking fair, and it's unaffordable. We went to the fair, there were people there. Listen, let's not play like it isn't shoulder to shoulder crazy in their most, years, okay? People are not going out and doing what they're normally doing. And these people that run the show, these millionaires and billionaires that run the show in this country are going to find out really fucking fast. We have no money and we've got nowhere to go where we feel safe. This is what y'all wanted, right? This is what they wanted.
Made it to the state fair. I'm gonna wander around for a little bit. So far, I guess I would give the state fair maybe like 2.5 out of 5 stars. Food is definitely overpriced. I went to this place and it was like a deviled egg restaurant. It was these Wagyu sliders, so it was like the egg was the bun. So that was actually pretty good for me because I don't eat a lot of bread. It was 22 tickets, which is $22. And they don't give you forks, they don't give you napkins. When you get a drink, there's no lid on it. It's stuff like that. I did try the fried Oreos. They're actually pretty good. I was thinking the Oreos would be hard, but of course they're not. And it's kind of like a funnel cake, breading on the outside of it. Shein has a pop-up, so I went to look in there, but they had like 5 pieces of clothing for men, 5 pieces for women, and it was just kind of like, what is this? Looked at some cars, like some car dealerships were set up out here. Basically got my steps in, walked around a little bit, that way I don't have to go to the Katy Trail later, because when I first got here, the guy was making a big deal about my fanny pack. He was like, wait a second, ma'am, that might not be allowed in here. You may have to go back home. I was like, are you fucking serious? And he said that people have to have a clear bag. Meanwhile, everybody's walking around here with purses and stuff, but he was just doing the most. This is my first time at the state fair. I can say that I did it and I don't have to come back.
Y'all, like I said, the state fair was never the hype. And like she said, the food, I mean, we talking about a lid on a drink. And you ain't getting no forks or napkins or no spoons. Like, what is going on? How am I supposed to eat? How? And then no lid? Y'all that ghetto and that cheap and broke up there that we can't get a lid for a drink? Like, are we talking about, is this service or is this like, I don't know. What's going on? Then she's talking about Shein had a pop-up there and it was like 5 things in there. Like, what? The man was giving her a hard time about the bag. And you know what? I do remember that too. I do remember that you had to come with either nothing or you had to come with something clear because they need to see what you got up, bringing up in there. Because I guess, I mean, we got to have safety precautions, like with people that's coming up in there with pew-pews and stuff like that. Okay, cool. It's a little unsettling that these people expect us to go to the state fair, spend all of our money, and then y'all got all these rules and regulations that can't even give me a drink with a dang on top on it, a lid with a straw. I'm not sitting out in front of the hood drinking in the hot sweat waiting on the bus to come. I am here at the fair and I paid you for this drink. You can't even give me a top, a lid? Are you out of your lid mind? What is going on? But y'all want us to go and blow a bag. Do you know that we broke? Do you know that we don't have the money to go spend and help y'all at the state fair? Now you short on $2 million? Ain't that about something? Maybe if you cut down the prices on rents and groceries and all of that stuff, then maybe Texas would not be struggling at their state fair this year in 2025. Congratulations. Y'all did a big thing, a big number on us to where we want to go to the state fair and spend our hard-earned money that we need for groceries and rent and all type of health care that y'all not covering anymore and that y'all taking away all these benefits. I wonder why. Y'all, it's crazy. I have never seen the state fair out of all my years of going. I've been about 5 to 10 times, maybe maybe 5 times, maybe 10 is a stretch. But I've been about 5 times, and I've always been shoulder to shoulder. Dang, there's some of my friends getting into fights with people because they ain't saying, excuse me, there's no room to breathe, there's no room to walk. Your food touching other people while it's flying by. It's just like, it was a chaotic situation to go to the fair. That's why I stopped going, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of my shoulder touching somebody else's dirty, sweaty shoulder when I'm walking by. And then, mind you, it's hot. So that's why I stopped going. But for me to hear that a turkey leg is $22, y'all can shove that turkey leg up and you know where. Because you would never get my $22. That's going in some gas. Okay? But I ain't going to make it that far to go there because I ain't going this year. But if y'all live in Texas, let me know if y'all went to the state fair or if you want to go. And what you think about it literally being empty this year. It's not really a surprise. But it's actually interesting to know that this what y'all wanted. This what's gonna happen when the economy bad. Like, we gotta think logically here. Nobody's gonna go there and spend their money that they need. So let me know what y'all think about these videos that these TikTokers are posting. They're actually showing the fair empty. And give me some of your commentary and opinions in the comments below, and I'll be sure to be back with another video. Peace.